Hey guys, welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. Don here. I'm going to talk a couple of things here. I've finished kind of the way I'm doing it. I fixed it a little bit more. I'm basically talking about what's working and what's not working because I think it's important to talk about those two things. I'm going to talk about something from my tech list this week. It's called Brain Toss. If you haven't heard about it, Brain Toss is how I can kind of keep my brain out of work on the weekend and I can still kind of capture ideas. Basically, Brain Toss is an app on my phone, and I'll show it to you. I think it's a one-time purchase, so you don't have to buy it all the time. You can just one time for like $5 or $10. And it has this record button. And the cool thing is you click it, and it records what you say, and then it sends it to your email. And so you can only record, I think it's up to 30 seconds or a minute though, and it will send it to your email so you can remember things when you want to. It also has a little note section as a way you can send pictures to yourself as well. So that's kind of the cool techie thing. That's the way I can keep my brain out of business on the weekend, and I can still kind of get ideas. Okay, and then I look at them on Monday. And just the cool thing is, remember I've talked before about using different folders. So when that comes in from Brain Toss, it actually goes into a special folder that's for Brain Toss, so I can look at those. There was a lecture I was invited to do for the AAPPM. It was a DME lecture. That was a good seminar. They had a seminar, super cheap, like $50. And I don't know if they have the replay, but it was really good. Talked about getting into DME. If you guys do not do DME, and if you're a private office, you really should. I always like to say, whenever I go to a course like that, any course, I like to get just one takeaway. And for me, the one takeaway is to do more wound care DME, which I do not do. I kind of got frustrated in the past, and I'm going to give it a shot again. Basically, I'm just going to buy 5 of these wound care boxes and dispense them and see if I get paid for patients for those. So that's my one takeaway. I think it's always good whenever you do something to just get one takeaway that you're going to actually do one actionable item. Otherwise, you get like tons of ideas and you don't do anything. But I did have an interesting idea, if they'll take me up on it. I give my ideas whether or not people like it or not. It's the golden ticket idea. And this wasn't my idea. This is one I learned from Brendan Bouchard. He does a lot of events, right? And so what the biggest pain for people doing events, or I guess we could say conferences, right, for within podiatry, is that you always have to sell the conference. And so usually it starts 60 to 90 days before. People need to buy their ticket to that conference, and that's the only way you can fill it up. So you're like in this mad rush to sell tickets. But Brendan kind of had this really elegant idea. It's called the golden ticket idea. So my idea, let's just apply it to the AAPPM. My idea was, if you have an event like that, let's say for the event, it's $50 for the event with like a 14-day replay. You could do $100 if you wanted to give them unlimited access, and you would put it into a membership site. And then the last option, which I think is even more elegant, is if you charge people $97 a month to get all their, let's say, online events, but then they would get one golden ticket to one of their events for the AAPPM. And so let's say they'd pay $1,200 in a year, and then the event costs $600. So that would be the one ticket. The $600 would go to that, and the other one would go to the other events. And they would probably have other bonus material. So I was thinking, in terms of our podiatry events, what we can do is you can do like a golden ticket. So you charge them monthly, and then you give them a golden ticket to something like that. So I'm trying to figure out a way of doing that within Podiatry Practice Mastery. I'm not exactly sure how. I'm thinking maybe if you guys pay monthly for like all my content that I'll eventually have, and then you can get a golden ticket to like a mastermind group or to an actual live event or a Zoom event. Anyway, just an idea. Foot treatment toolkit. This is kind of a new idea I've been playing around with. I guess you could say wasting my time. If you go to drpelto.com, I put together a tool, which is basically just something to ask you questions. Then it offers this toolkit. The whole thought of this is I think people don't like to go and download a whole bunch of stuff, so I put it all in one place. Kind of like the 30-day practice blueprint. I put it all in one place. This is the toolkit for my office. And I changed the name because someone recommended me to change it. I was calling it the 14-day plantar fasciitis home study course. That's something else I put together. And then I'm changing it to something else. Basically, get rid of your heel pain in 2 weeks or something like that. So I think trying different names, that's a cool thing about when you're putting out ads. It's called A/B split testing. So you can call it one thing and you can call it something else. And usually the things that are more provoking, they do better. Another positive thing is that I've been journaling daily. Just a tip, kind of what I'm doing now is my one goal that I'm writing down every day, and I do a page on it once a day. Okay, so I do it Monday through Friday, and the question is, how can I produce 1 million in revenue working 3 days a week? And it's kind of one that stretches my mind because I don't see how it can really be done, but I'm kind of stretching it, and I'm writing one page every single day on that, and the other page is on the positive, like what I'm grateful for, what's working well. I try to write 5 things down about that every day. So that's been going well. One thing that really was a lot of fun, and it'll be showing up on my podcast soon, and I think I'm going to include it as a bonus within the 30-day practice blueprint. So if you haven't got that, I'll put a link underneath here for the 30-day practice blueprint, because there was a question I'm going to talk about in a second that a patient had about day 21. But this was fun. So Melody is a doctor that she's going to be starting her own practice. She was working in group practice, and I gave her like a tons of tips about how to grow her practice. So shifting, transitioning, working 4 years for a big group with tons of doctors, and then going out on her own for a cash pay. I gave her idea of how to build her reputation and how to build a list and things like that. And then even better, in my opinion, I talked to this guy named Joe. He is starting a coaching business on weight loss, right? So actually the history, Joe, I was seeing Joe I was treating him, and I inspired him with my talk about intermittent fasting. He lost a ton of weight. Now he's going to go into coaching, and I was giving him tips on how to grow his coaching business. So that would be a fun podcast. It's not out yet, so I can't include it in the notes here. But if you go to my podcast, you'll be able to find it. I'll try to put it in later if I remember. But it will be in the 30-day practice blueprint under the bonuses, okay? A couple of things that didn't work. I'm trying to figure out how to 10x my referrals, and I haven't quite figured it out. I'm trying to get more and more referrals from patients. One thing I'm trying is an intro conversation with patients right now, some slides on how to explain what I do, expecting referrals. But I'm trying to add the referrals to my reviews page. So on my reviews page, I could also have a place for referrals. But I'm looking for a really good give that I can give to patients of great value. That's where I'm thinking this foot treatment toolkit is it. So basically, I would give them access to this, and they can share it with my friends, and it's going to have so much value. They're going to want to do that. I haven't figured it out yet. Also, I'm trying to do a second master class. We did one a while back that had a great turnout. I'm trying to do one here soon. It'll be an evening thing, a master class. I think it's going to probably be using this, my lecture that I gave for them on DME, and then giving it for you guys. That's a main key. If you're producing content, whenever you produce it in one area, try to use it in another area. It just saves you a lot of time. So this is that app. Basically, you click the app and you record your voice. It transcribes it automatically and sends it to your email. It's called Brain Toss. What I like about it, you don't pay by month. You just pay once. Everything nowadays is month. This is a question I got. Hey, Don, watched your day 21, which is about in-office procedures, which is very good. I wouldn't be qualified to do most of your procedures. Now, the way he said this is I took all my procedures that are in my medical record and all the discussions that I'm going through. So I'm going through all my discussion. Basically, I have discussion notes and everything. Basically, for Onifix, for CariFlex, for plantar fascial release, flexor tenotomy, cortisone injection. So I'm going through all these. So not that I'm doing other ones that you're not. You might be doing things that I'm not. And so what I'd like you to do is, if you have another tip that I'm not doing, that you guys are doing, that you think would help everyone else, I'm including a share your tip little thing right here underneath. But also I'm going to include a QR, there's a QR code, but there's going to be a link underneath. If you guys have something that really works well for you and you think it would help all of our listeners, tell me and I'll include it. I'll give you credit. I'll interview you about it. We'll talk about it if you want, or send me a video. I don't care. I'll include your video here. But I just want to help others. So if you have other tips that are working for you, let me know. So once again, I don't know, qualified. I think you can learn a lot of these things. Don't do everything and try to add one thing at a time. But I can certainly do some. I'm curious, are these templates used to produce your chart notes? So yes, all the templates that I talked about in there in day 21, these are templates. I have everything templated, like every procedure, like you can choose right or left. So right or left hallux had an incision drainage after numbing with 3 cc's of something or other. That's my template. And all those were templates. I use those for DMEs, dispensing. I use those for other procedures. So they're not the actual handouts. Okay, that was the question. This is something kind of cool. Within Kajabi, where I made this website, Podiatry Practice Mastery, I make my Dr. Pelto one. They now have a cool app. So the 30-day practice blueprint now has an app. So if you open up the app, I'm going to show you here on the phone because it's cool. So here's the app, and if you guys are part of it, you can just download it. And what happens is every day you're going to get a reminder when there's new content, so you can start it. So it has day 1 to day 30, and each one of these has a little video. You click the video, and then there's different links, and there's a place you can comment, and different things like that. So people can comment. Sorry, you can't see it because of the lighting on the phone, but it's cool. So now you can do it. The way you do it is you register at Podiatry Practice Mastery to get the 30-day practice blueprint. If you can't find it, it's in the recommendation section. And then once you register with your email, you put that email once you download the Kajabi app. Okay, you can download the Kajabi app, put your email, and it'll automatically send you this magic link to get it. So that's cool. So people can do it from their phone now. A couple of other things. You guys are thinking I'm kind of crazy, but this is kind of what I like to do. So I look at other people's offers. So this is, I love Renewal by Henderson. This is cool. This is made automatically, like with highlighting, with underlying, looks like it's a pen. But what my thought is for podiatrists, like, could we give employee pricing? I know a lot of times shoe stores give us their employee pricing as doctors. You know, can we give employee pricing, for example, for orthotics? If we want to do a special thing of, let's say our employees get 50% off, give them once in a while 50% off, or something else like that. Doing, but this is also something kind of cool where they have, you can send something else out and put highlights and different things in it. This is something else I got in the mail. I kind of like. This is from a lawyer who does accident work, and he has his business card. What to do in the scene of an accident. It's an accident report form. So you could do something similar, like what to do if you develop a foot wound or something like that, if you like wounds, or what to do if you, I don't know, start having foot pain, and put some things here. Here's a little letter. This is a little thing he gave me. This is where I can put my insurance information in for my car. So giving something else out. And also he is here, right here, recommending us use their friends. We're very proud of our 5-star rating on Google. Okay. And then this link goes to their website. But my thought is, what they talk about our Google rating, you could actually ask people in this letter for a Google review. That would be the other cool thing. I also like this stuff. This is Muya. Why do I like it? It's kind of cool. It's everyone's into keto or vegan or like lettuce burgers, something that's healthy. So it's something that you can offer. I've even thought about this. I was looking at this recently. Could I call myself like a functional medicine podiatrist, like doing a course on functional medicine or homeopathic? Or I know, I think it's Bob Cornfield. He does that and does more natural types of treatments. So just something to think about, what's kind of popular, and can you kind of embody that within your practice? As I was looking up different referral options, I was Googling some referral ways that other people do it. So refer a friend to Western Union and earn rewards. They get a $20 gift code. Okay. And this is another one for Peloton, which is a very expensive thing. You can get $100 off your next apparel purchase. So there's a lot of different ways of doing this, of referring people. I kind of like the ones that both people win, where basically you would give $100 off to the person referring and $100 off to the person that's getting the referral. So both of them get some money off. So what is it that we could offer them? Maybe, I don't know, a shoe discount card, if we have that, if we can get that from one of our local shoe companies that we use. Is there, you can give them a free course, you can give them, a free pair of socks, you can give them something else. There's this cool thing, it's called Market Boost, I think. And I was looking at, I think I've talked to you guys about this before, and I interviewed Marco, but you can give out free vacations. I haven't quite figured out how to use it, but those are some of the ideas. So I hope you guys found this beneficial. I'm going to put some other links here afterwards that you can learn more, some of the other videos, and download the other stuff. Okay. Thanks, guys.